You wake up tired, you go to bed tired, you rest on the weekend, and you're still tired Monday morning. You've had your blood work done. Everything came back normal. You've been told it's stress. You've been told it's your age. You've been told to sleep more, eat better, and slow down. And you're trying to do all of that. And you still feel like this. I want to talk about what's actually happening in your body because it goes deeper than any of those explanations. And once you understand it, things start to make a different kind of sense. I'm Carla. I'm a registered nurse with over 30 years of clinical experience. And I went through midlife chronic stress response myself. So what I'm going to share today comes from both sides of that, the clinical understanding and the lived experience. Let me describe something and tell me if this sounds familiar. You used to be able to handle a lot. You were the person who kept everything running at work, at home, and for everyone around you. You managed it. For years you managed it. But somewhere along the way, you might not even be able to pinpoint exactly when your energy started to shrink. Things that used to roll off your back started hitting you harder. You started needing more recovery time after everyday ordinary things. Your sleep changed, your patience changed, and your energy changed. And the confusing part is nothing really dramatic happened. Your life looks the same from the outside, but you feel completely different on the inside. If that's where you are, I want you to hear me clearly. You're not losing your mind. You're not weak. You're not just getting older. Something is happening in your body that makes complete sense once you understand it. And that's what I want to try and explain today. Now, most of the advice out there about midlife fatigue and how you're feeling points to hormones. And hormones are part of the picture. I'm not going to tell you they're not. But here's what I've seen in 30 years of nursing and what I experienced in my own nervous system overload recovery or burnout. The changes most women feel in midlife aren't primarily hormonal. Their nervous system changes. And the two things are connected, but they're not the same. And treating them the same way is why so many feel like nothing is actually helping. The hormonal shifts happening in perimenopause, the changes in estrogen and progesterone, those hormones used to help buffer your stress response. They helped your body bounce back. When they started to shift, that buffer gets thinner. So it's not that you're becoming weaker. It's that the system that used to compensate for everything you were carrying stopped. And your body started telling the truth. So here, let me explain what the nervous system actually doing. And I'm going to keep it simple because the clinical version isn't what helps women. The real version does. Your nervous system has one job, and it's to keep you safe. It does that by constantly scanning your environment for looking for threats, managing your energy, deciding when it's safe to rest and when it needs to stay on guard. When you've been under chronic stress for a long time, years of responsibility, emotional load, never quite catching your breath, your nervous system stops trusting that it's safe to rest. It stays activated, it stays braced, even when nothing's wrong. This is where my midlife triage framework comes in. It gives you a way to start reading your own nervous system signals instead of just overriding them. I use 3 states, green, yellow, and red, to describe where your nervous system is on any given day. And each state needs something different from you. Not the same response every time. A different one depending on what your body is actually telling you. Most women in midlife are cycling between yellow and red without ever returning to green. And they're treating every day the same way, which is exactly how the wear down gets worse. So what does the nervous system that's been running on overdrive actually feel like in your daily life? It feels like being tired but wired at the same time, exhausted but unable to fully rest, like your body is heavy but your mind won't stop. It feels like you're always slightly braced or on guard for something to happen, even in your quiet time. Like you can't quite exhale all the way. It feels like small things irritate you more than they should. Like noise bothers you. Like you need more alone time, but when you get it, you don't know how to use it because you can't settle. It feels like rest doesn't restore you the way it used to. Like a whole weekend of being off still leaves you tired Monday morning. These are these aren't personality flaws. These are not signs that you're falling apart. These are signals. Your body's communicating with you. And in midlife, it starts communicating louder, but because it's run out of ways to quietly tell you. The turning point isn't a dramatic change. It's a shift in understanding. When you stop fighting your body and start getting curious about it, that's when things begin to change. When you stop asking what's wrong with me and start asking what is my body trying to tell me, that's the beginning of something different. Your body is not your enemy. It's not betraying you. It's trying very persistently to get your attention. And awareness, just starting to notice, is always the first step before anything else can change. So here's what I want you to do this week, and it's small, on purpose. I just want you to start noticing, not fixing, not changing anything, just notice. When does your body feel more tense? When does it feel slightly more settled? What time of day is the hardest? What drains you the most? And what gives you a little relief? You don't need to do anything with that information yet. Just begin to collect it, because the women I work with who make the most meaningful changes, they all start here with paying attention. Next week, I'm going to talk about what the nervous system overload actually feels like in your body, the specific signs that tell you your system has been on overload for a long time. That one's important. So if you're not subscribed yet, now is a good time. And if today's video helped you even a little, feel a little less alone, leave a comment below. Tell me one thing you've been noticing in your body lately. Be gentle with yourself. I'll see you next time.